Hello, everybody. My name is Zarnold. Uh, Festive Zarnold. Hope you're having a good holiday season. A nice sunset in the background there as well. This is a Microsoft Surface Pro 5. I'm pretty sure it's got the maxed out specs. It's got an i7, 7th gen i7, 16 gigs of RAM, 1 terabyte of SSD, and a really high res screen. I couldn't tell you what resolution it is, but it's pretty high res. And today, I'm going to be trying to install ChromeOS Flex on it. Now, you might ask yourself, why would you install a Google operating system on a Microsoft tablet? And the answer is simple, and that's that Windows really isn't suited for a tablet of this age anymore. See, the Surface Pro 5, I think, is 5 years old, because they just came out with the 9, I think, or the 10, I don't know. But I did hack Windows 11 onto it. Windows 11 is not supported officially, but I did hack Windows 11 on there quite a while ago, and it performs like shit. It just lags. Even booting the operating system takes a long time, let alone actually using it. It's a pain. And so, hopefully, Chrome OS is going to be a little bit lighter. And I don't use this really as a laptop replacement anyway. I have my ThinkPad, and I have that MacBook. So, as a tablet though, I think Chrome OS would be really good on here. So, the first thing we need to do is make a backup of what's on here currently, because in the event that this doesn't work, I would want to put Windows back on it just so it can still be used. It's not bricked. And the solution for that is going to be taking an image of the drive with Macrium Reflect and Hirons. Now, I did try actually to do this beforehand with a Cronus True Image, and a Cronus True Image does not like the internal SSD for some reason. The NAND flash chips are soldered directly onto the logic board, and it can't detect what type of storage it is. I guess it can't communicate well with, or doesn't have the drivers for the controller, which is fine because I'm more familiar with Macrium Reflect anyway. It's just a little bit more work because you have to boot into Hirons instead of just a Cronus. So, got the handy dandy USB. And I'm going to boot into the BIOS just for a second. Just so I can make sure that I turned off Secure Boot. I did not. Just turn that off. Set to automatically boot from the USB. Restart. Now, since Chrome OS Flex is based off of Linux, which already has really good hardware support, there shouldn't be... Oh, by the way, this is Ventoy. It's a very useful utility. You flash it instead of the ISO onto the flash drive, and then you can drag in all your ISOs to the drive and boot off of them, kind of like a USB multi-tool of some sort. It's really cool, really cool. I have Windows, I have a bunch of Linux, I have Hirons, True Image, and even FreeBSD on this thing, so it's really good that you don't have to make um, you have to re-image flash drives all the time when you want to install stuff. Anyway, what was I saying? All right. Since ChromeOS Flex is based off of Linux, it should have pretty good hardware support, meaning that the touchscreen, the external keyboard, and hell, even the pen should work. Now, I did look on Reddit to see if anyone else has attempted to install ChromeOS Flex on their Surface, and it has worked, but I've seen mixed results about the pen. Now, I'm not an artist, so I wouldn't really use the pen that much, but lovely. I wouldn't really use the pen that much, but it would be kind of nice to have since I do have the pen. But it's really not the end of the world. It's pros and cons, right? If ChromeOS Flex does outperform Windows by a long shot, but the pen doesn't work, then you have to take your losses with your gains. I can't read anything on this screen. You have to adjust this resolution here. Jesus Christ. Never mind. You can't change the display resolution. Oh, never mind. Right here. There's 1600 by 100. No. 1920 by 1080. Well, it looks like it doesn't want to adjust the, Hirons doesn't, since it's just based off of WinPE, it doesn't really have good support for adjusting resolutions or high DPI displays, which is fine. Just means I have to zoom in a little bit here. Okay, that's gonna have to be good enough. I know it's a little bit blurry, but that's because I had to. Yeah, that works. That works just fine. So, first and foremost, I need to connect it up to my Wi-Fi. Now, ideally, what I'm going to be doing here is making the image of the drive with Macro Reflect and have it store it on my NAS from the last video. But since this thing only has one USB port and no Ethernet built in, I'm going to have to copy it over Wi-Fi, which sucks because it's going to be slow, but there's not really much I can do about that. Enter in the password here. You don't get to see that. You get to see my Christmas tree. There we go. And let's open up Macrium Reflect. I can lower the tripod a little bit here, maybe. That's a little bit better. Okay. Let's back up. Oh, look at that. Macrium Reflect can see the partitions. Let's image this disk. Alternative backup locations. Oh, I have to go and mount the thing myself. Network drive, Melchior 1. There we go. And then in Reflect, we should be able to... no multi-touch support, that sucks. Applications... Sorry, not applications. Docs. Drive images. Okay. Let's call it... Surface Pro Windows 11. And finish. On completion, shut down. So, since this is copying a 1 terabyte drive here, and is also copying over Wi-Fi to hard disks, spinning Rust, this is going to take a long time. So I'm going to go ahead and cut, and we'll be back when this either fails or completes.
Much later.
Alright, so it's been, I don't know, an hour and a half maybe? You can see it's turned off because I told it to shut down automatically when it was done. So I'll assume that everything went well. Now it's time to make the... Well, actually I should probably verify that the image got saved first. Okay. Let's see if that image actually got saved. And I see Surface Pro Windows 10, or Windows 11. It looks like it's only 50 gigs in size, which seems pretty small. Now, I haven't actually tested the ability of Macrium Reflect to restore an image like these ones onto a drive, or onto a tablet in this case. But, if I'm being honest, even if this doesn't work out, and we go full crisis mode and the image won't restore onto the tablet, it's not really the end of the world because I don't have any critical data that I need backed up off of that thing. It's really just that I am lazy and I don't want to spend the time setting up my start menu and things like that all over again. So now we need to make the ChromeOS Flex bootable USB. Now, I did show you my Ventoy thing earlier, and I would have just put the ISO on that, but the way you make the ChromeOS Flex USB is fairly different from any other installation of Linux or Windows or whatever, because the way you make the bootable USB is actually through the Google Chrome web browser. Now, I main Firefox, so this is going to be a little bit weird for me, but I think I've done this once before. It's through an extension. That's not an extension. It's through an extension. Yeah, the Chromebook Recovery Utility. Yeah, how do I open it? Oh, probably through there. So through this Chrome extension, it directly images an SD card or a USB drive with ChromeOS Flex. Now, this isn't really meant for ChromeOS Flex. Google just kind of shoehorned it into this utility because they already had it. This is the main function of this utility is to factory restore a dead Chromebook, which makes sense because, as I recall, you can pick, yeah, you have to type in your model number of your Chromebook so you can, I don't know, get the right drivers and things. So it makes sense that they would have this little, step-by-step process thing. It also makes it very easy. But for ChromeOS Flex, it still works, but it would be nice if we could just make it into an ISO and put it on Ventoy. So, as you saw as I was talking there, ChromeOS Flex, and I have a 16 gig SanDisk drive already inserted. Actually has Ubuntu on it right now, but I don't really need that anymore. All data and partitions will be deleted. Show advanced settings. So recovery channel. Oh, it's stable. All data and partitions will be deleted. Okay. Now, the reason I had this extension installed already was because I tried to install ChromeOS Flex onto an old Dell Inspiron laptop, and it didn't work. And in retrospect, I actually know why it didn't work now. I was puzzled as to why it failed before. But this is probably just too new for it. That Dell laptop actually didn't support UEFI booting. So that was probably the reason that it didn't work. Although, there's actually a BIOS mod that you can do for that laptop to enable booting UEFI. I don't know why they had it disabled by default, but yeah, I did that mod. If I remember correctly, I think I did that mod. And that's when I was trying to get Mac OS installed on it. I was trying to put a really old version on there, like Lion or something. Couldn't get that to work either, but that's okay. I think I have React OS on it right now. I don't know. Well, this shouldn't take too long, because it's all USB 3. When I was browsing Reddit, in preparation for this, I think someone did say that USB 3 didn't work for them, and you had to use USB 2 to install it, because there wasn't drivers or something. Well, I sure hope that USB 3 is going to work, because the port on the Surface is USB 3. I don't have any USB 2 flash drives. Should be fine. Okay, your recovery media is ready. Recover your Chromebook, plug the recovery media into the Chromebook. Okay. So, we'll go ahead and take the flash drive out. It's pretty standard. Pretty warm, too. And we'll go back over to Surface here. Sorry about the glare from my overhead light up there. I would turn that off, but there's not really any other light sources in my room here. We'll take out our Ventoy USB and slot in ChromeOS Flex. Powered on. I like the look of that. Okay, and I saw the keyboard light up as well, which is good to see. The touchpad works. Looks like the keyboard works as well. Does touch work? Touch does not work out of the installer. I assume that will change though. It recognizes the Wi-Fi card. Looks like we can't test the speaker. Either the speakers don't work or it just doesn't play a sound when you adjust the volume. I'm getting ahead of myself here. Not everything is supposed to work in the installer. It's supposed to be once you install it, it will work. The best experience, install ChromeOS Flex to your internal disk. If you're not ready to install, you can run from USB and try it out. Let's do that first. Just because I want to see what it's like. I haven't really used ChromeOS Flex before, but yeah, I've used Chromebooks before. Do I really have to sign in just for a live USB? I'm a new guest. Yeah. Okay, I'm browsing as a guest. Does touch work? Does touch work if I disconnect the keyboard? Touch does not work at all. That is unfortunate. Now I don't want to pass judgment too quickly because this is still the live USB. But if touch doesn't work, then that's a little bit of a deal breaker. Does the camera work? Camera does not work. Yeah. I mean, it looks quite good. Just, you know, the UI and everything looks nice. And I've heard from some people that I talked to that ChromeOS is actually really good on tablets. I think better than Android. So, why the hell not? Let's try and install it. And then once it is installed, you know, if there's no touch, we'll see what we can do about that. Can't fix it, and well, I guess we'll have an excuse to try and restore a Macrium reflect image. So, can I install it? Install. Installment loans. Nope. Explore. No. Mouse and touchpad. Yeah, there's nothing in here about touchscreen. Where is... I'd like to install it. Oh, I remember it saying something about it saying you can install it from the login screen. What if I say exit guest? Aha! Install. Installation will erase your entire hard drive. Make sure your data is backed up. Once installation starts, it can't be cancelled. I'm trying to think. Do I have anything on here? I really don't think I do. But then again, I didn't check. So. Anything important that I make or store is on my NAS, so. Install. Don't turn it off. Installation may take up to 20 minutes, and it will automatically shut down when it's done. Cool. I doubt it's really going to take that long, because this is a USB 3 drive, and it's an SSD. But, who knows? I will be back when something happens. Well, that took all of 45 seconds. I literally paused the recording, got up, and then it's done. Your device will shut down in 37 seconds. Remove the USB. Cool. Can I make it go faster? Looks like I cannot make it go fast. Oh, I can. Cool. Well, that sure booted a lot quicker than Windows ever did. And I just heard a sound. Sounded like the sound sounded like the sound you sound when a Google Home turns on. And here's the big test. When you install it, do you get the touchscreen? No. Doesn't look like it. You get the pen?
Do you want to activate Chromebox, the built-in screen reader for ChromeOS?
No.
If so,
Okay. Well, touchscreen doesn't work out of the box. But there might be something that I can do about that. I have to sign in here. You can look at my Christmas tree again while I do that. Oh boy. The struggles of using a password manager. Okay. Review these terms and control your data. That's rich coming from Google. No. Sync your Chrome device. Sure. Let Google use your hardware data to help improve it. Sure. If it means they can bake in touchscreen support, then I'm all for it. Google Assistant was unable to load. Because Wi-Fi turned off. Why did Wi-Fi turn off? And it won't turn back on. Well, I can set up the Google Assistant later, I guess. Connect to your phone. Sure. Let's say dark theme all the time. Get started. Oh man, it's been a long time since I've used Chrome. I haven't used Dashlane in a year. Boy, oh boy, these bookmarks are old. Welcome to your Chrome device. Get 3 months of YouTube Premium free of charge. No way. I'll look at that later. As for right now, to get Wi-Fi working. Well, that's not good. Doesn't even show that there is Wi-Fi in here. Still no touchscreen support. I'm gonna do a little bit of Googling. Get it? Because it's Google. ChromeOS. I'm gonna do some Googling and see what this is about. And if I can't find anything, then I'll go back to Windows. Yay. Okay, so after 15 minutes or so of watching some YouTube tutorials and browsing some things on Reddit, I found that ChromeOS Flex really doesn't support the Surface Pro 5. It's not on the certified devices list, but I did Google ChromeOS on Surface Pro 5, and this guy got it working with using an official ChromeOS recovery image for an Asus Chromebook Flip and a framework called Brunch. Now this, I've never heard of this before. Apparently, the goal of it is to create a generic x86-64 ChromeOS image from an official recovery image. So I guess that means more drivers and more support for more hardware. Very cool. This is the YouTube tutorial I was looking at, by the way. I'll put the link to all of this in the description, all of these files. And there's also a command here to edit the grub config in order to use the touchscreen and the pen. Very cool. So, I made a ChromeOS folder. Should copy all of what I downloaded in there. I think we just needed to extract these. Oh, and you install this actually from a Linux Live USB, because it's an there's an install script that will basically flash it to your internal drive. But I don't have to go through the effort of doing that, because guess what I have? A Ventoy USB. So Yeah, I'm supposed to have all these 3 files in there, I believe. Yeah, EFI legacy, EFI secure, yeah, 3 disk image files.
I'm going to open this up with Notepad++.
Yeah, I think I also need the install.sh from here. Okay. I think that's everything. So these are all the files that are needed to actually install ChromeOS. Now, we'll just get our Ventoy USB and copy the ChromeOS folder to the root there. And this is going to take a couple of minutes, so I will let you know when we can boot up the Surface again. Okay. Ventoy USB time again. It's booting straight into ChromeOS. That's not what I want. Come on. Boot off the USB. There we go. Oh, that's cool. It picked up the ChromeOS image files. We do not want to do that, though. What version of Linux do we want to boot into? I'm feeling mint. I've always had a thing for the Cinnamon desktop, if I'm being honest. Far superior to the GNOME that Ubuntu uses by default. Ugh. Bloated mess. Lovely. So in the tutorial it did say that you need to be connected to the internet, which is fine. Connected. And we'll open up our USB drive here. Unable to mount. Unknown error when mounting dev SDA1. Is it because it's NTFS? No, it's exFAT. What am I talking about? To the terminal. Volume was not mounted correctly. Bad mount point S2. Device or resource is busy. That's not good. That's really not good. If you can't use the USB drive, because you have to format the internal disk. And we can't use the USB drive. My guess is that's because it's using Ventoy. Convenience does come at a cost sometimes. No bother. I have many other USBs that I can sacrifice if I must. Let's see. Got a whole bin of them. Let's see. One of these Linux. I have a Gen 2 Live CD. And the USB that I wiped to put the ChromeOS installer on was actually Ubuntu, and that would work, but oh well. Time to put something on this, and then hopefully it'll work. I'll be right back.
12 seconds later.
Okay, we got Mint and the ChromeOS files on this USB. Why isn't it? Hello? There you go. Aha. And it boots straight to Mint. I really hope that was an issue with Ventoy and not an issue with the tablet. There we go. Connect to Wi-Fi. My computer. USB. Unable to mount. Well, that's not good. Let's open up Gparted. Can't have overlapping partitions. There's overlapping partitions? What the hell? the... What the fuck? There's 1 terabyte of storage total on this tablet, and in Gparted, it's showing up as 2 500 gig volumes. For some reason. Oh, so apparently this is mounted in /CD-ROM. Okay. And CDCOS. There we go. That's good enough. Now we will have to edit the ChromeOS, or rather the install.sh file, because this, by default, takes dev SDA, which is not what we want. We want to install it on, I guess, NVMe 1N1. Error writing, read-only file system. Do I need to do sudo nano? I guess so. Or is it because it's on CD-ROM, it's not going to let me edit it? Fuck. Well, time to go back to Windows and edit this bullshit install config.
2 very boring minutes later.
Okay. I edited the config, or rather the script, so it will flash that bin file to the internal SSD. I am quite curious to see how much storage shows up when we actually boot in to ChromeOS. Because that's really odd. I wouldn't think that it's doing, like, RAID in order to make it a terabyte. Like, this machine, I think, was produced in, I don't know, 2017? And I think at that point they had 1 terabyte SSDs. So, and in fact, it would be more effort to make it 2 different drives, because you need an extra controller chip and extra DRAM cache. So what the fuck, why does it show up as 2 different volumes in gparted? I don't fucking know. We can deal with that later. So, install the sh now. Says NVMe 1N1. So now we should be able to /install.sh. And it's going to update. Can we customize the terminal? Whatever. ChromeOS recovery image ramus.recovery.bin not found. Oh no. I forgot to rename the thing. Oh. You know what? I'm gonna try something. I wonder if the operating system is loaded into RAM. If it is, then I'll be able to run sudo unmount CD-ROM, or rather sudo umount CD-ROM. Target is busy. I'm a gambling man. Let's see if I can rename this thing without rebooting. Alright. Plug it in. CD-ROM. Nothing. Let's go to Gparted. Ignore. Shows up as dev SDB. Okay. Dev SDB already mounted or mount point busy. Oh, mount point busy. / media mint S2. Maker media mint S2. Sudo maker media mint S2. Sudo mount. Dev SDB already mounted. Where could it be mounted to? I can't see any other CD-ROM. Do I have to reboot this thing anyway? Mount point. Oh, it is mounted. Aha. Yeah, I think I broke the live CD because I can't open the Files app now. Great. Just restart. Yep. Throwing a bunch of errors. That's okay. It doesn't matter. This is what happens when you try to take shortcuts. There we go. And my cat's woken up. Shush. Reconnect to Wi-Fi again. And for some reason it doesn't show in the file manager. You have to do it through terminal. Which is fine, because you have to run the script through the terminal anyway. Please use apt CD-ROM to make the CD-ROM recognized by apt. Well, it's still running, so... Hey! It's still running, so I don't know if you really need to do that. I know, I thought Linux was just supposed to work too. All data on dev NVMe when and will be lost. Are you sure? Yes. Creating partition table. That's cool that it does that for you. And there she is. She loves attention. Oh, it's done. Okay. So now I think we just reboot. Restart. Here's the installation medium. Press enter. Press enter and it restarts, correct? I like that. Loading Brunch framework. Root FS is being rebuilt. I hope that's normal. Probably for a first boot, yeah. Sounds about right. I wonder what the earliest version of Windows you can install on this thing is. Because it originally shipped with Windows 10. I mean, it is just an x86, or rather, I guess x64 computer. It's not ARM, it's not anything special. So it should be able to run Windows 95. Well, this looks very similar to what we saw before. We can connect to Wi-Fi, which is good. Although we were able to connect to Wi-Fi in the setup screen before. So let's not hold our breath. Alright. Sign into Google again. Send usage and diagnostic data. Backup Android apps. Sure. Everything except that one. Synchronize. Sure. Install apps for your Chromebook from the Google Play Store. Oh boy. Can install Candy Crush. Let's go. That's really ironic. That's funny. Fucking Google in ChromeOS on a Chromebook is recommending I install Firefox. Actually, I will do that. Google Assistant works here too. Sure. Use it with Hey Google. Not on this device, thanks. Connect to your phone, yeah. Dark theme. Do not sign me up for emails. Smart lock is turned on, that's useful. Okay, and I see a battery icon. I did not see that before. So that's good, it recognizes the battery. Recognizes Wi-Fi. And it can automatically connect to a hotspot from my phone. That's cool. Touchscreen? No, but that's okay. Because, as we saw before in that Reddit post, there is a command to run in order to enable that. So, okay, control, I just launch it? I can. Terminal settings. Developer settings. Linux development environment. No. Let's try that keyboard combination I talked about. Ah, ChromeOS developer shell. That's what I want. Shell. There we go. Bash. I love Bash. Sudo edit grub config. Sudo nano grub config. Oh, sorry. Edit grub config. Welcome to the Brunch configuration menu. So I have to customize framework options, kernels, boot splashes, etc. Press enter to start. Okay. Select your kernel. .19 it says in the command. Select your options. Enable updates. IPTS. I don't see that anywhere, so enable updates, I guess. Select your options. Hmm. Select your kernel command line parameters. None. If needed, input here additional kernel command line parameters. Aha! Please go away. IPTS. Do you need to boot Brunch in verbose mode? Sure. This Reddit post isn't very clear on what you should do. I don't know if Brunch has been updated and some stuff has been removed, but I didn't see that IPTS thing in the options. Yeah, I guess let's reboot. ChromeOS. Looks like it's booting. Okay. Does the touchscreen work? It does. No way. Oh, I need to set a pin for this thing. I forgot to do that. Damn it. Because my Google account password is really long. Does the pen work? The pen does work. Does the other side work? It does. I'm sure I'll be able to pair it with Bluetooth as well so the button works. Anyway, let me retrieve my Google account password once again, and I'll play around with this thing. Okay. These are your stylus tools. Tap the stylus button on the shelf to take a note. Screenshot, use the laser pointer and magnifying glass. Laser pointer. Ah. The other side doesn't look like it works as a pen. It might just be like this material might just be touch sensitive. So it works with tapping. And it also doesn't look like hover works. So it's not moving the pointer when it's above the screen. Might be able to fix that by pairing it with Bluetooth, but I don't know. I forget how you pair this thing. Is it this button? Yeah. PR BTF5E0. That doesn't sound right. Come on. Pair. It might be this thing. Clearly it's not. It's in pairing mode. Oh, the other one's gone. Just shows my phone now. Ah, no bother. Cover doesn't work, that's okay. The pen itself works, which is good. Take a screen capture. Can edit. Can mark up. Weed. That's the Canadian flag, but you know what I mean. Can trash this. Close. The battery indicator works. I wonder how the battery life on this thing is gonna improve. Apparently, it's significantly better. Now, before I forget, let's set up a pin on this thing so we don't have to not taking out cursive. Sleep when the lid is closed. I'll have to try that out later. In Windows, it does detect when you flip this thing up and will automatically go to sleep. But you know, that happens not in the usual way that a laptop detects that the lid is closed, since the keyboard is detachable. I'm pretty sure it uses electromagnets or something in the top here. Or it could be an ambient light sensor, but to me that would seem unreliable, because if you're trying to use it in a dark room, then it'll just turn off. Enter your password to configure screen lock. Okay. Screen lock options. Pin. Set up pin. Move this a little bit closer. Wait. Is it gonna blur it? Yes, it is. Okay, unlock on iPhone. Yeah. Smart lock. No thanks. I found that to be unreliable. Lock when sleeping or lid is closed. Yes, please. Use secure DNS. No, because I have my own DNS servers, and enabling this means that I cannot access network resources when I'm on my local network. What the hell is verified access? I'll leave it on. Now that my pin is configured, let's see if that sleep thing works. It does. Very cool. What else can we do? Storage management. 435 gigs available. That's interesting. That's really interesting. I wonder, once I get, well, let's do that right now, actually. Set up Linux. Username. Upload. Disk size. Is this a virtual machine? Why is it setting a disk size? Downloading the virtual machine? What the hell? I thought this was like native. Well, I guess I set my expectations too high. If ChromeOS was just a regular Linux distribution, then it sure as hell wouldn't have been this hard to install. But with using scripts and all that. In fact, I'm pretty sure the only Linux part of this is the kernel, which is correct because Linux is a kernel. I would just like to interject for a moment to tell you that what you're referring to as Linux is actually GNU/Linux, or as I have recently taken to calling it, GNU plus Linux. You see, Linux is really just the kernel. That is, the operating system itself is comprised of the GNU core utils, which include such vital packages like systemd and GNOME and other things like nano, sudo. Those are all GNU. And, ChromeOS, I don't think uses any GNU packages. It's completely custom. Which I guess makes sense. I mean, it's ChromeOS. Actually, no, that's not right, because Chrome is technically open source. There's the Chromium project. Anyway, I have Linux installed. Can we, I don't know. Is there apt on this? Yes. I have to be egocentric and install NeoFetch. Developers. Shared folders, USB devices, port forwarding, microphone access. It is quite literally a virtual machine. I honestly thought it was native. Set up or manage network file shares. Yes, please. Wow, that picked it up quick. Look at all those. Didn't even have to finish typing it in. Shit. Error mounting share. No, I'm just really bad at typing in passwords. Very cool. Can look at my NAS. Let's see if I can find the scanner inbox as well. And I can. Awesome. So, now it's only using half of the drive space. Why, I don't know. Let's run NeoFetch. See what it says. Debian on ChromeOS. See the CPU model there. Picks up all 16 gigs of RAM, that's good. It's good. Now, I wonder, can I install Linux apps and run them in the desktop environment? Parted. Command not found. Well, I installed it. Oh, there it is. Oh, but you know what? It's not going to be able to detect anything. Because it's a virtual machine. Forgot about that. Oh well. Get rid of Gparted. There's no point. Let's open up Firefox. Never mind. Let's open up Google Chrome. That's the mobile version of Firefox. I wonder. Firefox browser for Chromebook. Haha. Firefox for Android. No. If you install the Firefox browser as a Linux app, you get the benefits that come with. Yeah, I want extensions. Enable Linux support. Enable Flatpak. And install. Okay. Control-Alt-T. Use these commands to enable nested containers. Start terminal. Start a Linux shell. Terminal. Starting the virtual machine. I guess that means that Firefox would be running in a VM, which isn't great, but fine. Install Flatpak. The future of... Oh, that's not what I want. Future of application distribution. It's funny because I've never heard of Flatpak before. That's cool though. It's like multi-platform. Sounds good to me. Although I thought Snap was already multi-platform. FlatHub is the best place to get Flatpak apps. To enable it, run this. Press search plus V to view your clipboard. Can I just... yeah, I can. Good old shift insert. Okay. To complete setup, restart Linux. Right-click the terminal and restart. I tried that. Right-click and just paste. Ah. It meant right-clicking the app icon. Cool. Restart that VM and then Flatpak install Firefox. Now, if this is running in a VM, honestly, I don't know if I would really want to use it. Because, well, I do love Firefox, and that is my main browser. I would much prefer it to run on native hardware, just because I'm concerned about the performance. You know, the whole point of installing ChromeOS on here was so that it's faster. The whole machine is faster. And so if I'm running something as crucial as a web browser in a VM, and it runs like shit, then similar refs found for Firefox. Which do you want to use? I guess stable. Install. Yeah. Okay. As I was saying, if Firefox runs like shit, then I'm just going to use Chrome. Probably won't be that hard to port over all my bookmarks. Install extensions. And plus, it should be, if I'm running Google Chrome, you know, all these app icons down here, other than the Play Store, I'm pretty sure all of these are just, maybe for files as well. I'm pretty sure most of these are just Google Chrome web apps. Like Outlook here. Yeah, outlook.office.com. It's just a Chrome window. Messages, messages.google.com. Just a Chrome window. Photos. Okay, that's a native app. That's nice. Allow. Sure, back up. Gmail. That's a Chrome window. YouTube Music. That's a Chrome window. Yep. They're all just Chrome windows. So, you know, at the end of the day, I'm going to be using Chrome anyway. And this is ChromeOS, so I don't know what I'm expecting. Looks like Firefox is installed. That's the mobile version. I don't want the mobile version. Linux apps, Firefox. And you can tell by the font up here that this is running within Debian. No color scheme. I'm boring. And I already have Firefox on my phone, but thank you. Okay, let's open up Reddit. Does multi-touch work? Yep. Oh. That's not good. Yeah, it looks like the Debian VM doesn't support touch very well. But real Chrome does. So, either I use the Firefox mobile app or I use Chrome. I need me my extensions, so guess I'll use Chrome. I'll find a way to get my extensions and stuff ported over. Wallpapers. Do they have any live wallpapers? Don't think so. Element. Oh, oh, these ones can change based on time of day. You know, I'm gonna turn that on. Auto theme. So if I pick light, it switches to light. Dark is dark. Yeah. I like auto. So, before I wrap this up, let's take this thing. Wow, tablet mode. That's cool. Look at that. It did away with the little start menu thingy that was over here. It's brought it all full screen. The buttons are a little bit bigger. Let's open up Chrome. See if it's... Yep. It's all touch optimized. Very cool. Gestures and stuff. Multitasking. I'd assume it's got a really good sleep state. Oh, it even has auto rotate. Now, there was one thing that Reddit guy did not get working, and that was the camera. And hell, I can't even seem to find a camera app on here. Oh, never mind. And looks like I've got the same issue. It stays at the splash screen and never goes. And that's another thing that I'll be missing out on, is Windows Hello. This thing is equipped with it, and it doesn't do that great with it, honestly. It works, but it often doesn't work very well. But you know what? That is a sacrifice I'm willing to make if this thing's going to get better battery life and better performance running ChromeOS. I would call that a successful installation. So thank you all very much for watching. Subscribe if you want to, if you like to see more of my tech shenanigans. Like the video if you want to as well. Comment ideas of stuff you want me to do. I have a little list of stuff that I need to get through, but feedback is always welcome. I'm not sponsored, so yeah, that's the end of the video. I've been Zarnold, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.